I, of course, in my ego, thought that because I had worked through a couple of acquisitions at a big bank, this must not be anything too terrible. And needless to say, that was not the case. I think you described it to me as take a mortgage and multiply it by 3. I definitely think that was an accurate description, and especially over just the time it takes, like going through basically a 90-day cycle, dealing with the opposite party, of course, and like the Hobuses who sold us the business, they had hired a broker, so interfacing with him for periods of time, and of course his job is to crack the whip, which he did very effectively. But it was an experience, a very good learning experience, and I think we hit almost every hoop you can.
Yeah, so the plan was that you were going to have your residential contractor's license at closing, which should have been no problem given all that experience we had talked about earlier. Mm-hmm. But the board denied that, which sent us into this other path where we had to pivot. But what was your reaction when you found out you were denied?
Oh, I was lit up about it. Because I did not realize too. So there was this emotional period because I didn't know that they brought everyone in. So I thought I was being singled out as a woman. And I was very upset about it, considering like you sent in your resume and 18 years of experience now we're going on almost 19. I was pretty upset. Like I said, I wanted to know how to build everything. I put so much time and effort into gaining all of that experience, and then to be told that it wasn't enough and I still had to come in. And despite the fact that like I had all of this experience and had done all of this work, like with my resume were pictures of everything I had done too. So like of things under construction, you can't really fake that. I was upset. And then I found out that they bring everyone in. And then I saw the 5 people in front of me get denied, and I got approved to take the test. And so that actually,
some validation there.
That came full circle. So I was a bit reactive in the beginning. Again, I was still pregnant because that was when I was waking up. Because like in your 3rd trimester, you can't sleep through the night. So I'd get up at like 3 o'clock in the morning and I'd study until about 6 when I could go back to sleep for a couple hours before I'd get up and work. Because by my 3rd trimester, I had found a job. So I was working remotely just for a structural engineering company. And so it did come full circle, but at first it was almost borderline heartbreaking. I really felt like I had put so much time and effort and been so cautious to make sure that I would really do this, like be an exceptional executor of running a business, especially a construction company. Like there's so much you need to know to do that. But then, so when I left that, after they told me, he said that I'll never forget it too, because like chills went through my body. The guy, they had asked me some questions, they were looking at my resume, and he goes, I think you'll do just fine, motion to approve. And then everyone immediately raised their hand and said second. I ran out of there and screamed in my car.
Out of happiness.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I got a call and it was just her. And I was like, so it went well.
Well, because that was a rough morning too, because I hadn't looked at these papers that they had sent us about appearing. And so it was that morning that I saw that you can hire an attorney, you can bring witnesses. And I'm like frantically printing out my resume.
You were just gonna show up and just be like,
yeah, hey, ask me whatever you want to know. Like I know all about construction.
Quiz me. Yeah. Ask me anything.
Quiz me.
No, and it was unbelievable. Like I was just sitting there like, okay, well, if they kick me back, we can figure this out. We'll work out another way.
Was there a point where you thought the deal might not go through?
I did. He was the rock. I was very pregnant at this point too, so hormonally, there was a lot going on, but he would just be like, don't worry, I'm gonna figure it out. And I was like, okay. And we did. It worked out.
One of my earlier mentors, Seth, he really had a mantra of failure is never an option. And you may have heard me even say that to you at some point. When you go into these things and just the way that it all lined up and the opportunity that was there wasn't any world where I was going to let the deal fall through as long as the sellers would have us. And given the kind of emotional connection that Angelina had built, this was kind of a shoo-in